Okay. Alright. Alright. What's up, huh? Alright already. Okay, here's the deal. We're going to do a video now collating some evidence in a documentary manner having to do with the elongated skulls, or what they call over there in England the long skulls, right? And so what we're going to do today is take something a little bit of a different approach because I'm trying to cover all of the facts having to do with the elongated skulls so that you, the viewer, can stay abreast of the situation. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to review a part of an interview that was conducted by Miles Johnston from the UK for a program called The Bases Project. And on The Bases Project, episode number 67, I believe, Miles interviewed me and we talked about a number of topics, including my recent trip to Mexico and also Peru last year, and the blood sacrifice rituals, Ghost Light Road, several things. Corey Good, right? We talked about him. David Wilcock, right? That little faggot. We talked about him. And another thing we talked about is one of my main areas of focus, and that is the elongated skulls, the so-called Paracas people, otherwise known as Homo capensis. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just kidding, huh? Okay, so let's listen to this and watch this segments of this video a little bit at a time so I can do a commentary and let you know what's going on with all this, huh? That's it? That's it? We're going to do a commentary? Fuck that, huh? Okay, here we go.
Essentially, John Lear was saying that the UFO disease is you come up with a good case, you got a good story, but in order to keep it going...
Okay, they're still talking about Corey Good and all that bullshit.
Oh yeah, you know, and these people, and we even see this with the psychics, you know, the lady who's the gypsy psychic from hundreds of years ago. Well, maybe she had the power for 7 years. Well, God dang, what's going to happen when she loses the power? You know, she's going to start guessing. You know, she's already set up as a crystal ball lady, you know what I mean? So.
Okay, well that's enough about certain other individuals. What about your trip to Peru?
The trip to Peru, right? Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay, here's the deal. I've been fascinated by the elongated skull since I was a child. There is the most famous picture of an elongated skull in the world, and it's skull number 176.
Okay, skull number 176. You may or may not know, if you've been following stories about the elongated skulls, looking at pictures of them and watching documentaries about them since you were a child, that although there are many elongated skulls in the world, one that is the most famous is skull number 176. Okay, we're going to get through this story here, and you're going to make some discoveries and learn a little bit about how that all went down. But let me tell you, just kind of as a I don't know if you call it a teaser or whatever, but skull number 176, I was in the same room with skull number 176. I have pictures to prove it, and these pictures are shown right here by Miles Johnston. These aren't pictures that you get on a postcard or you get off the internet or something like that. As a matter of fact, we were told not to take pictures there. And then the guard left us for about maybe 70 seconds, 80 seconds, something like that. And in that time we were able to take at least 5 or 6 high quality pictures, including skull number 176. And these were taken by my teammate and our guide during the trip, Danny Hake. And he's a ballsy motherfucker, so he took the pictures. I was standing right there. I myself was 3 inches away from skull number 176. The only thing that was dividing me from, or separating me from skull number 176 was the glass, the whatever it is, safety glass or whatever. And so this is in the museum of Ica. Sounds a lot like Inca, but it doesn't have the N on it. I-C-A, Ica. And Ica is the capital, I think, of the Ica region, I'm pretty sure. Now the Ica region is where Paracas is, that region. It's also where Nazca is. And so everyone's familiar with the Nazca lines And of course, we visited the Nazca lines, and we have pictures to show you that, of that as well. And so let's just see how this thing unfolds here. I'll try to do commentary. All right, sit tight.
If anyone in the world has ever looked at a picture of an elongated skull, there's a very good chance it's skull number 176. That's written on the side of it with a magic marker, probably back in the 50s or 60s. I don't know. There's other markings on it with a marker done with a red marker. In other words, maybe they had so many of these at one time they were marking on with markers. Well, on the front of this skull, it's written out Chongo. Chango. Chongo. In
Chongo.
Spanish, Chongo means monkey.
Monkey.
And so I'm thinking, oh, well, it's a derogatory term to put on these people. Well, it just so happens Chongo is the name of this cemetery near Caracas, where, and maybe it was a derogatory term there, because what happens is the Nazca lines, the world famous Nazca lines, which I was at, right. And I personally sent you pictures. You have pictures of me at the Nazca lines, even like off in the distance, urinating, with my beer bottle. Anyway. But the Nazca lines, the Nazca lines were created by the Paracas people, and then the Paracas people were slaughtered by the Nazca people. And not that the Nazca people would ever give a damn, because they'd probably be gone 600 or 700 years, but we now know them as world famous Nazca lines, when really they're the Paracas people lines. But these Paracas people were people that lived here. I have no reason to believe they had UFOs. I have no reason to. They are connected with a lot of these megalithic ruins, and so they have some type of technology that was seemingly almost otherworldly. But the truth is, their skulls are larger than ours, much larger. Now, when I went to Paracas, to the Jose.
Okay, let me stop just right there. Soon we're going to be learning about the difference between the Paracas skulls, the Paracas people, Homo capensis, whatever you want to call them. I call them the big-headed motherfuckers. And these beings, which were physical beings for sure, full-time, 24/7, they're physical in a physical body, just like you and me. They're big, right? I mean, they're not giants, okay, but they can be as tall as 7 or 8 feet, maybe taller, maybe up to 9 feet. I really don't know, and there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that later. But this brings up the issue of the giants, okay, and giants is one of our big subjects right here, and you don't know, because let me tell you, the giants are fucking real. I don't know if there's any more giants today. I know that there's skeletons of giants, because they're all over the goddamn United States, huh? Over there, Ohio Indian burial mounds and all this shit, If you want to know what's inside an Indian burial mound, just ask an Indian. They might not tell you what's in there, but they'll tell you what's not in there, because what's not in there is Indians. There ain't no Indians in an Indian burial mound, all right? That being said, the Indians, most of the American tribes of Indians, of course, they all have legends of Bigfoot and stuff like this, because that's 100% real. But they also have, the legends of how they killed the giants. So there was a worldwide effort to eradicate the world of giants. Okay, and if you think that giants are a fantasy, or that giants somehow are not real, I would urge you to discover or to look up the history of, for instance, Rome. There was a Roman emperor around about 325 AD, and when he was discovered by the Roman army, he was just a rough shepherd boy living out, out in the country and stuff, and he was a giant, you know what I mean? And he was, after he was full grown, he was almost 9 feet tall. Okay, I don't know exactly how much he weighed, but this man, when he met the general of the Roman legion, he first of all out-wrestled the general's top men. Then he outran as fast as horses. Then he wrestled some more men and beat them, and just had many feats of physical strength and prowess. It was said that this man could crush a boulder in his fist. This giant, could wear his wife's bracelet on his pinky ring. You know what I mean? A bracelet on your pinky ring. Get it? And this is a giant. This is a being, a humanoid being that would eat 40 pounds of meat and 14 bottles of wine at each sitting. He was said to be able to knock a donkey out with one punch. It takes me at least 3 to knock a donkey out, man. So that's pretty fucking good. Anyway, his name was Emperor Maximus because of his size, and he ultimately became despotic and paranoid, and of course they assassinated him. But this is in recent history. I mean, this was 1700 years ago. This is well documented by Rome, and of course this is nothing they're going to teach you in school, not even in college, because when it comes to archaeology and anthropology, but specifically archaeology, in the normal whatever high schools and stuff like this, but also in the colleges, what they teach you is 100% fucking bullshit. All right, it's a lie. Okay, I mean, at least if you go to the chemistry department, they're going to teach you about some chemical reactions that work. You know what I mean? How to set your house on fire, or blow up a mailbox, or some shit like that. Huh? That's it. But if you go to the anthropology department, what you're going to learn is 100% lies. They lied. All right. Unless you're so fortunate, as fortunate to attend Brigham Young University, which is the university that's owned by the Mormons. No, I'm not a Mormon. No, I don't have 10 wives, including a 16-year-old wife. As a matter of fact, I don't have any wives, all right? What's up? I don't have any wives! That means I'm not a Mormon, huh? That's it. But anyway, what the Mormons teach in their anthropology school, or their college of anthropology, is da-da-da-da, drum roll please, it's the fucking truth, huh? They teach the truth. Can you believe it? They teach the truth.